So, you want to create some confetti. Whose birthday is it? Why don't you give me any cake? Hey guys, welcome back to TutsByKai. I'm Kai, and today we are back once again, and we're taking a look at some confetti. We got a lot of stuff to do, so let's kick it off the right way, and let's just get things started without any jokes. Alright, no jokes today. That literally was a joke. Alright, we're going to hit delete on default cube, and we're also going to hit delete on the lamp. I'm going to select our camera and hit Alt-G and Alt-R to clear location and rotation. As always, hit RX90 on a numpad to left click to confirm that. And then hit GY to move the camera back, and hit 0 to go into the camera's view. Yes, I know. If you know that, you're tired of hearing it. You know what? I'm tired of saying it. But there's a lot of people that don't know it, okay? There's a lot of people that don't know what I just said. So I'm gonna keep saying that, just in case they don't know. We're gonna hit Shift A to add in a mesh plane, and hit S to scale it up. I can't see, so we're actually gonna hit S to scale it up like that. Hit GY to move it up, and then hit S to make sure the back line is as big as the camera's, something like that, right above the camera there. We're gonna go ahead and go to the particle tab, which is this tab right here. Boom. Hit the little plus button to add in a particle system. We'll call this birthday. Yep, there you go. That's what this is. It's a birthday video. Happy birthday. We're gonna go ahead and move on down to the viewport display section. And we're going to change, actually not render, I'm sorry, render, not viewport display. Change this to the render section, and we'll hit Shift A and we'll add in another plane. You guessed it, that's right. I'm going to hit RX90 to rotate this 90 degrees on the X-axis. And we're going to go ahead and hit S to scale this down a little bit, not too much so we can still see it. Hit SX to scale it in like this to make it kind of like a strip, you know. And the cool thing is that I'm going to do this multiple different times. So we're going to go ahead and hit Shift D, and this is going to be the fun part. We get to kind of move it over here. I'm going to rotate this one around a little bit. So I'm going to hit RX and double tap R a little bit, get a nice little rotation in there. And now I want to actually subdivide this one. So we're going to go ahead and hit tab to go into edit mode. And I'm going to grab the loop cut tool here, and I'm going to create some loop cuts by clicking there. I'm going to click there lengthwise like this. So it's, you know, side to side. And I'm going to go back to the select tool here, and we're going to select these, and I'm going to move them down by hitting G, right? And then I'm going to select this one in the middle and move this one down like this. I kind of want this to be kind of curly, so I'm going to kind of, you know, form it around like a little curl, you know, thing, so it looks curly, you know. Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and just move these around like that. Now this is awfully choppy, so I'm going to go ahead and add in a subdivision surface modifier, and we're going to hit subsurf on that a little bit, gives it nice rounded corners. I'm going to bump that up to 2, and then we're going to hit object shade smooth. And you can also round the corners of this one, but I kind of want just different looking confetti a little bit. So some of them are going to be like hard edged like this. Some of them are going to be a little bit softer. You can go ahead and add in a subdivision surface, and then hit tab to go in edit mode, and then create a loop cut lengthwise like this, so it's not as like round. So we can do something like that if you want to. You don't have to. I'm definitely going to keep mine straight, though. I like the way that looks. It looks really cool. I'm going to duplicate this one we just created, the little potato chip. And we're going to hit Shift D to duplicate this. And I kind of want to just really mess this one up as well. So I'm going to grab these two on the top by holding down Shift and selecting both of those. Hit O to go to orthographic, to go to multi-vertices select mode. And we're just going to kind of pull this around, double tap R to rotate. I'm going to rotate it down, kind of really mess it up like this, and kind of pull it around, scoop it down, flip it, rub it down, you know, just something like that. There we go. Looks really good. I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate this one once again, and we're going to do the same exact thing, but this time I'm going to just move it down slightly like this, right? So we have a couple different shapes here, which looks really good. And we're going to go ahead and hold down Shift to select all of these. I'm going to hit M to create a new collection, and we're going to call this collection Floofies. And then OK on that. All right, so now our collection of floofies is a bunch of different planes, right? So we need to go ahead and give a material to all these. So I'm gonna go to the material tab and then drop this down, grab this material, change this to a base color of like, you know, something like that. The same thing with this, hit new, create another material. This one, same thing. I'm gonna go for like confetti like colors, you know, of course, which is every color because like they're just multicolored. And now if we go to material shading, you can see that we now have some really cool looking things. Now I want to turn specular off and roughness all the way up though, because these should not be shining. Actually, they could shine. I might leave that on. Yeah, we'll leave that on. We'll leave that on. I'm going to leave the roughness on 0.5, though. And the specular on 0.5. So we can just leave it the way that it was. Some are shiny. I take that back. Some pieces of confetti are shiny, if they're that material. But I'm going to leave it like they are, because I really like that. And we're going to go ahead and yeah, we're going to use these as the material. So, as the thing, sorry, not material. But what I want to do is we have to first make sure that the origin is lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Object, and then Set Origin to Geometry. So now it's a little bit more center in there. Same thing with this one, Set Origin to Geometry. And then same thing with this one, Set Origin to Geometry. So a little bit closer to their bodies there. We're going to select our plane. Actually, I'm going to select all 4 of these. Hold down Shift, and then hit GY to move them back behind the camera. And then select our plane for the big particles. Go back to the Particle tab. Change this from Halo to Collection. And then select our collection, which is the floofies. And then now if we play this, you can see that they will play and fall, but they fall way too fast, obviously, and they're not rotated the proper way. So I'm going to go ahead and check to make sure that they are rotated properly. Which is right here, Object Rotation. And now you can see they are rotated, but they're kind of weird though, so we'll fix that in a second. I'm going to change the scale up so they're a little bit bigger, and I'm also going to change the randomness scale up a little bit, which looks really good. We're going to go ahead and go to the rotation, and then check rotation, and now when we play this, you can see that some of them will be rotated differently. I'm going to randomize this rotation a little bit, so that when they play, first I'm going to turn the gravity down, because that's hard to look at. I'm going to turn gravity down in field weights, as you can see. Turn gravity down a little bit. I'm also going to turn the lifetime up to 250. There we go. And now when this plays, you can see that I can't turn the gravity down that far. It's going to just start going up. So we'll do the gravity on somewhere around like 0.1. I think that might be good. Nah, that's still too much. Oh, there we go. That's fine. Like 0.19 or something like that. Something close to there. So that looks pretty good. I want to change the number down because it's too many, so we'll do 500 particles. With our plane selected, I'm going to hit RX 180 so that they just go straight down instead of going up and then down. All right, 500 is still too much. Let's do 200. And yeah, I like that much better. All right, so I'm going to turn the phase of the random up, of the rotation up, and the randomize phase as well, so they kind of rotate a little bit more than what they're doing here. I'm going to turn this up quite a bit more as well. Might as well just turn it up quite a bit. Angular velocity is what we need to kind of make them swivel around a little bit. So we're going to turn the amount up, not too high though. I don't want them to kind of go crazy. But we'll turn this to like maybe 6, and then we'll check dynamics so that they actually start moving. All right, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn velocity on. I'm going to turn randomize up quite a bit, just on like 0.2. I'm going to turn the tangent up maybe a little bit, and maybe just a little bit more on the normal. But this looks like a little bit too many particles still. I want to do 100. I just want a few coming down, like a little overlay for something that's, celebratory. But yeah, this looks pretty good. I like this quite a bit. That's pretty much all that I wanted to do here. Now we can go ahead and light our scene, of course, by hitting Shift A and adding in a sun lamp, and then just hitting RX and then rotating it a little bit, and then hitting GY to move it over. And now it's about right there. Yeah. So now you can see our thing is lit up, but the sun is now in the floofies category. So let's move it back into the collection so the plane doesn't actually, spawn those. Let's rotate our sun a little bit by hitting RX, and then we can see that now we have these really, really awesome particles, and that's our confetti. Really, really cool confetti, really simple to do. Hope you ladies and gentlemen enjoyed today's tutorial. I will see you in the next one, but until then, bye-bye.